What's up, guys? It's Showtime Fight Form. I'm your boy Josh Showtime, and today we're going to talk about the Grand Prix lightweight tournament for Bellator. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily think it's necessary to have a lightweight tournament. I think we could have just very well had Usman versus AJ and just get it over with. However you want to do these Grand Prix, cool. I'm excited for it. It is what it is. But let's go ahead and break down the list of people that's going to be in there. Obviously, of the champion, Usman Nurmagomedov. You have Benson Henderson, which will be the first fight, and I'm actually excited for that. You know, Benson he's a gamey vet. He's tough. You know, he's not an easy guy to get out the way. So I definitely think he's going to be a tougher match than Tricky was. Tricky got kind of railroaded. He was like, he didn't know what the hell to do. Benson got some tricks up his sleeve, so I'm interested in seeing how Usman is able to finesse. Then we got the Tricky Pitbull, which, once again, you know, he's not his brother. He's not terrible, but we'll see. And then you got AJ McKee, obviously the former 145-pound champion. And now he's, I believe, the number 2 seed. And that's the guy who everybody expects to make it to the finals against Usman to get the major, mega showdown, which I cannot wait to happen. Hopefully, you know, no injuries, no crazy fluke losses. We get that fight. But then you have Sydney Outlaw, Alexander Shalebi. Then you got Tofi. And then, Mansour? A lot of guys we haven't necessarily heard of. Some guys we are familiar with that are vets in Bellator. Their lightweight division isn't that strong per se. Like it's not weak, but it's not strong. It's okay. But the top is pretty good. You know, where I think like Usman Nurmagomedov can compete in the UFC. AJ McKee can compete in the UFC. Like these guys are good enough. Benson obviously was a champion. Right now, can he compete in UFC? Could he beat possibly like unranked opponents? Yeah, I think he could. Like maybe. Because 155 is like top 3 tough divisions in MMA. But maybe. But is he beating any top 15? Absolutely not. There's nobody else on this list, in my opinion, that can be the top 15 guy at 155, except for those 2 guys I named. Which makes me say like, we already know when it comes to the strength of their division, it really was 145 and 205. That's where they were the strongest. 135 is, I'm sorry. 135 is pretty good too. You got 135, 145 is okay. And then 205 is pretty strong compared to the other organizations. Whereas you can honestly make a fair point that Bellator has a stronger 205. So I'm excited for this tournament, but I'm also just ready to get to the finals, which is obviously what we all want to see. And that's a crazy matchup where both guys are really good everywhere, except, you know, obviously there's a wrestling department where these Russians, these Dagestanians are just absolutely top tier. And AJ McKee's not a great wrestler. Like he's not bad, but I wouldn't call him a great wrestler. So I hope it goes and everybody is healthy, but I'm excited for Bellator. We'll see exactly where they go with this. I think that after this, we should probably like chill on these Grand Prix, maybe let these guys like start just giving the number 1 contenders these fights, and then let's just build from there. And then, you know, if you're signing, for instance, Ngannou, we don't need no Grand Prix. Just give him the belt. Like he's killing everybody in that division. But I want to hear what you guys think about this lightweight Grand Prix. And another question I would love to hear: do you think the UFC not necessarily should adopt it? Should the UFC actually adopt a Grand Prix tournament for like super stacked divisions? Not all the divisions, not every single year. Just like there's a time where there's so many guys that need to fight each other. Like right now, you can do one in the lightweight division or the 145-pound division, and I honestly would be like, okay, this needs to happen. And we're finally gonna get the fights that we want to see, ranked opponents against the guys we want to see. We can't have nobody ducking and none of that stuff. So I want to hear what you guys think about that as well. But as always, follow me on social media at Papa Showtime or Josh Showtime, whichever one you find first. Thank you as always for tuning in. Make sure y'all be blessed.